we had the chance to talk to Ladi Balogun of First City Monument Bank. And Ladi Balogun talked to me specifically about how maximum value can be derived from investment opportunities as well as dollars flowing into the continent.
So in the midst of the gold rush in Africa, the war on corruption is important to ensure that Africa's economic growth trajectory continues. What would you say to people who suggest that the international community, specifically firms either looking to invest or are already investing in Africa, in the African market, ought to advance corruption and bribery prevention and promote greater transparency?
I think it really depends which sector you're in. You tend to find that those who operate largely in the private sector have fewer issues as far as corruption is concerned. And the more retail your business, the less you have to deal with those kind of issues. But certainly when you look at areas like concessioning, whether it be oil or solid minerals, or you look at contracting, it is an issue. I think that certainly if there are rules and regulations around it, it helps greatly. Unless a company is publicly quoted or is subject to things like Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, it's difficult to avoid corruption. There are few incentives to actually avoid it. So you really have to try and make sure that you promote rules and laws being put in place either in your host country or in the country from which you're coming from. But the challenge is that if you do it just within your own country, your competition could be coming from other countries that actually don't have the same issues or challenges. So it's an evolution. I think it's going to take some time, but certainly there is a lot that companies should be doing to make sure we reduce this, because it's a huge cost to doing business in the continent.
Absolutely. So as is a tradition with NYU's annual Africa Forum, participants are encouraged to network and socialize with speakers of your caliber on how to sort of help move the continent forward. What is your advice for this year's forum participants on ways resources can be pulled together, rather convened, to engineer change in the continent?
Okay, I think the resource that everyone here is in control of is themselves, right? So the first thing to do, I'd say, is get involved. You know, don't sit on the sidelines. Don't just complain about it. There are many problems, many challenges, but those challenges create the opportunity. So if you see a problem and you think you have the skills or the knowledge to fix it, then go and help fix it. And I think as collectively as people, we take charge of our own destiny and fix our own problems, the capital will come. The capital is out there, it's waiting to come. It's excited about Africa. There are actually fewer entrepreneurs than the capital would like to see. Being an entrepreneur with a good idea that is bankable is a rare commodity, and as far as foreign investors are concerned today. So my view is just make sure you're doing something that helps to fulfill a need or fix a problem, and the capital will follow.
Okay, what do you say to individuals on the continent, and this is just anecdotal evidence anyway, what do you say to individuals on the continent who believe that, you know, folks coming from here don't need to go back to save the continent? There are individuals who are equally trained, who have this sort of similar skill sets and the wherewithal to actually engineer those kinds of changes on the continent.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. I think you need both, and it's not an either or. I think people coming from here may have certain networks, certain skills that are important for this change effort. Those who are more homegrown certainly have skills and knowledge and experience that is well suited. I would say that from my experience as an employer and also as a financier, our homegrown talent tend to be much better salespeople. They know the market, so they know how to get business and get business done, and they will drive the top line. The international talent tends to be probably slightly better at things that are more analytical, things that require maybe more broader communication type skills, so things like marketing and so on and so forth. And both skills are needed in an organization, both skills are needed in the entrepreneurial drive. So my view is really that, you know, the more the merrier.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
We look forward to hearing your keynote a little bit later today, and we hope that you'll join us again in future years.
Sure. Thank you very much. Okay, good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.